back with Let's Chat, and I am here with Deanne Como from the Aurora Arabian Horses Association. Welcome to Deanne.
Thank you.
Deanne, you've got something coming up with the Horse Association.
We do. So the Aurora Palooza event, it's happening March 8th, and it's at a facility called Courier Park, which is just 10 minutes maybe east of Sherwood Park. And it's owned by two wonderful people in the horse industry. They're great to get to know. They're very involved. And the event itself is a series of mini clinics, and it's geared towards all horse people or somebody who's interested in getting into horses as well. But yeah, March 8th, Sunday, and it's between 10 and 3 o'clock.
Okay, and so we're going to put on the screen where you can register, certainly to give that kind of information. Tell me a little bit about what's happening with the Aurora Horse Association.
So the association this year, we're celebrating 55 years. And so because of that, we have a horse show that happens June 4th to 7th. We added a day to the show this year, and we have some very classy organizers who are going to put on a really nice event this year. And because we've added an extra day, we've opened it up to more all-breed classes, and it's going to be a very nice event. It's in Ponoka, June 4th to 7th.
Okay, great. And we can register online, I'm thinking?
Yes, you can. Information is all there. So our email address is definitely one of the easiest ways to get a hold of us, or any of the board of directors as well. Same with this Aurora Palooza event coming up. We have 4 very good clinicians, speakers in the horse industry that are going to be speaking. There's a vet, there's a farrier, there's an in-hand trail expert, which is unique. You can purchase lunch there. And so it's just a great opportunity to network for those who'd like to come.
And to increase your knowledge, right?
That's right.
And your skill level. So tell me a little more about why you got involved in the horse business.
So we ended up years ago, after my dad retired from his business, he built a horse boarding operation with my mom. And so I was I guess the surprise daughter number 4, and so I came after. And so we started riding lessons at that time. And so from there, I got involved with the club and with the board of directors, and it's just been a great place for me to volunteer and be involved, and then we got to showing horses as well. And so it's been a family affair now for a little, I guess, 18 or 19 years, and it's been a great thing for our family and for the community.
I know going to some of those events, it does feel like family. It doesn't. You don't have to be related by blood. You just have to love the horse.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
Now, you've been to some national competitions. You've been to many competitions. Tell me which one is the most memorable.
So I would have to say this is a little while back now, but back in 2006, I was showing down in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I got the opportunity to show a really nice horse, and it was one of the judges was William Shatner's wife. And so all of us made sure we wore our best tuxes and our best outfits, and I ended up showing under her, and it was just, the crowd was electric. It was an amazing experience. It was my first national champion, and it was, I will always remember every moment and emotion and everything from that night. It was great.
Congratulations. Now
Thank
you've got a young little one. Will she be riding?
Well, I would like for that to happen. So, of course, it's whatever she wants. Husband would like her to, hunt a little bit and fish as well. Well-rounded, I hope, but
she'll go into eventing or something like that.
Yeah, maybe she'll go into something else. But
go do that.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't own a horse, can you still get involved in the association?
There's lots you can do. So in the area, for sure, there's lots of lesson programs where you don't have to own a horse. You can just go in and ride the horses that are available. There's also opportunities to lease horses, and so that gives you the chance to be a little bit more hands-on with one horse, maybe even bring them to a trail ride or to a horse show even. And from there, it's a good foot in the door. There'll be some information at the Aurora Palooza event, like I said, open to anybody who'd like to come. And there'll be some information on how to get involved in the club, but also newcomers to horses as well. So we have a nice little booklet that we will give out to those who are attending that event.
Okay, and can you just go as an audience, as a spectator?
Yes, you can. So the clinic is actually, it's just geared towards spectators.
Okay.
So that's great that you asked that. So it's a clinic that they're more like demonstration and information based. And so the vet is there with her PowerPoint, just going over information on horse care, and I think she's going to touch on the most common mistakes that she sees in horse care, which is really interesting. And then the farrier, like I said, we have a groundwork demonstration and lunch. We always like lunch. And
food is always good.
Food is always great. And so that'll be.
Well, that's good to know, because you could just go to see if you were even interested in owning a horse.
Yeah,
all right.
absolutely.
Well, I have one question, and I didn't prime you for it at all,
Okay.
Deanne, but why an Arab?
Well, that's a great question. And so I grew up with Arabians. I find them, not only do I find them very beautiful and they are spirited, but it's just, for one, the community in Arabians is wonderful. Like you touched on it. And I know horse breeds all have wonderful communities, but we really like our horse community. And I find there's just lots of disciplines that you can do within Arabians, whether you're a reiner, a jumper, you're in dressage or endurance. There's so much you can do at a very competitive level. So it's been a lot of fun for us with the Arabians.
Well, we look forward to seeing you all at the Palooza happening in March. And thanks, Deanne, for being a guest today.
Thank you, Jackie.
Well, here we are with our next guest, and our guest is Nathan Flim with the Fort Distillery. Welcome, Nathan.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I am so glad that you got to spend some time with us. Can you tell us what the Fort Distillery is, as if we don't know by the name?
Yeah, for sure. So we're a distillery. So we manufacture liquor, so vodka, gin, espresso vodka. We have a coffee liqueur. We also have a full cocktail bar at the distillery. So we serve cocktails made using the products that we produce at the distillery. We also serve food from Modo Mio, the Italian restaurant right beside our distillery. And all of our products are made using Alberta grown grains, and then we distribute them across the province to liquor stores and restaurants.
Oh, great. So where will we find you across the province?
We're in liquor stores in Edmonton, Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan, Calgary, Jasper, and then some of the smaller towns around Edmonton as well.
What are your hours? I would guess would be important.
So our distillery, our cocktail lounge is open on the weekends. So we're open Thursdays and Fridays from 6 till 10 and Saturdays from 4 till 10. And we're right off Highway 15 by Home Hardware.
Okay, and a great little place, and lots of people gather there just to be together too.
Yeah, it's a nice quiet place. We don't have loud music blaring. There's not a ton of TVs. It's a great place to come and have a drink and chat with some friends. We've got some board games. You can come play crib or cards or whatever. We've got a nice little loft. It's also a great place for hosting events. So we can seat up to 60 people. So we've hosted plenty of corporate parties, Christmas parties, birthday parties, all kinds of stuff.
So what's the most popular of all of your products?
Our most popular product is our gin. So our gin is a citrus gin. We use fresh grapefruits and lemon peels in the recipe for the gin, so it's quite different, and that has been our best seller since we opened. But we did just introduce a new coffee liqueur in November, and that one's doing very well as well. So that one's actually catching up to the gin. So we'll see. Maybe in 6 months that'll be the best seller.
Okay, I'm going to stick with the gin.
Yeah, sounds good. It's delicious.
It is. It's very good.
Yeah.
Now, your history is part of the story too, because what made you become a distiller?
Yeah, so I went to school for chemistry. So I've got a chemistry degree. And then when I graduated, I was working in agriculture. So I was a crop inspector for the government. But I always knew I wanted to get into business somehow. I just never found like the perfect idea. So I was reading an article in a chemistry magazine about a bunch of chemists opening a distillery. And I thought, hey, I'm a chemist. I like booze. Like, let's do this, right? So I kind of went from there. So I've got the chemistry background. And then with agriculture, I also know a lot of farmers in the area. So I was able to source all of our grain locally. So we get our wheat from Galloway Farms just outside of Fort Saskatchewan. So that's kind of how it all came about. I've got the passion. I enjoy craft spirits. I've got the educational background, the chemistry, and then I was able to source those local grains, which we use to produce our products.
And then at the bar itself, at the lounge, you actually create a series of drinks, and that menu changes,
Yeah,
right?
the menu changes all the time. So we've got a list of sort of classic cocktails, like a Moscow Mule, a Caesar, stuff that you're going to find at other bars and restaurants as well. But then we have a list of craft cocktails, which we've come up with ourselves. So me and my staff just kind of threw stuff together and tried to find what worked and came up with some more kind of crafty cocktails. We also have a couple beer cocktails that have beer in them. We're not allowed to serve like just beer or just wine because my liquor license is that of a tasting lounge, not a full bar, but we do have some beer cocktails. So if you like beer, you can come and have a beer cocktail, which has beer and some of our product in it.
You can just hang with the rest of us.
You bet.
So why Fort Saskatchewan? I mean, I can guess because you live here, but sometimes that's not always the whole answer.
That's not the only reason. So for sure, we live here. So I mean, that is a reason. But we've lived here for a while, and we really love the community feel of Fort Saskatchewan. Right? There's festivals going on all the time, farmers markets, parades. Like it just has that real community feel. Like we're a city, right? But we're not huge. It's still got that sort of small town feel. So for the first 6 to 8 months of being open, almost all of my business was just from Fort Saskatchewan, and we got a ton of local support, which really helped us get off the ground. So that was huge. And then we're also close enough that I can sell in Edmonton. I'm 20 minutes from Edmonton, so I have access to that whole market as well. The other great thing about the fort with our business was the fort was very receptive in terms of where we could be located and the regulations and that kind of thing. We looked elsewhere, and some other municipalities have more restrictive regulations on where distilleries have to have their locations. Fort Saskatchewan was very open and gave us lots of options.
And you yourself have gotten involved in the community. I think you're on the chamber board.
Yeah, I'm on the board of the Chamber of Commerce, and we're involved with the farmers market. We have a booth at the Summer Farmers Market, and that's always been one of my priorities, is to be community-based. I love making partnerships in the community, so we serve food from Moto Mio, the Italian restaurant, so mutually beneficial. I help him, he helps me. Our espresso vodka and our coffee liqueur, we use locally roasted beans from Cafe Bench. So again, a great partnership there. I source my beans from him, and he's able to sell the beans to me. So we're building those great partnerships, which is awesome to see.
And you've gone beyond that with your partnerships in trying to make sure that your product is out into a broader market and get some restaurants and teamed up.
Absolutely. And when I'm selling it to liquor stores or restaurants, people love the fact that they're supporting local by purchasing my products, but that I'm also supporting local, right? So when they buy my bottles, that also helps support the local cafe and the local restaurant and the local economy. So we're trying to keep everything as local as possible.
All right, Nathan, now you've got a product that's sitting in a barrel, I'm guessing, and we're going to look forward to that when, and what is it?
Yeah, okay, so we're working on a whiskey. So the hard thing with whiskey and craft distilleries is that in Canada, legally, whiskey has to age for a minimum of 3 years in an oak barrel. So it's pretty tough to do that right when you're getting going, right? To set aside all that time to produce whiskey, which won't be ready for 3 years at least. Whereas I could take that time and make vodka or gin, which I could sell the next day or the next week, right? So once we were kind of rolling a little bit more, we started producing whiskey. So right now we've got a couple barrels of whiskey aging. So they'll be ready, depends when I decide to bottle them, but probably about 2 years. We'll have some whiskey going. And then as we continue, we're going to be putting aside more barrels of whiskey, every month, every couple months, so that once we start producing whiskey, it won't just be one batch and then done. I mean, the first batch, it'll probably be one batch and then done. But then after that, hopefully we'll get things rolling a little bit more so that we always have whiskey available. But that's why all craft distilleries don't start with whiskey, because 3 years with no revenue is pretty tough.
That would be very tough as a business. Well, I'm looking forward to my next visit there. Always a great time and great drink. So thank you, Nathan.
You're very welcome. Thanks, Jackie.
My guest this evening has been Nathan Flynn with Fort Distillery.